going to take your geography as well as history class. Let me first take your geography class. In geography, today I am going to describe about the eclipses and tides. Let me first describe about solar eclipse. Solar eclipse. An eclipse of the sun happens when the moon comes between the earth and the sun. It may be partial, total or annular depending on how much part of the sun is obscured by the moon. A total solar eclipse can last for as 7.5 minutes and occurs on the day when the moon is in conjunction with the sun and not at every new moon because of the inclination of the orbit of the moon at an angle of 5 degree 9 minutes to the ecliptic. A total eclipse gives a wonderful opportunity to study the faint ocular region of the sun called the corona. During the total solar eclipse, the umbra produces a round shadow of about 270 km in diameter, and as there is a complete darkness on the earth as direct sunlight is completely cut off. Total eclipse is however not visible from all places of the earth because of the limited diameter of the shadow, but rather in a belt around the earth. The corona is clearly visible, which is generally invisible during the bright sunlight. Solar flares are also seen during the total solar eclipse. Partial solar eclipse. The penumbra covers much larger portion than umbra. A partial eclipse occurs whenever the moon passes between the earth and the sun, but is not in a straight line. Thus, the moon covers only a part of the sun, casting a partial shadow, while the rest of the sun is visible from the earth. It is not advisable to look at the sun with naked eye during the partial eclipse, as its ultraviolet rays can damage the eyes. Annular solar eclipse. The diameter between the sun, moon and the earth varies slightly, so that at times the moon's umbra does not quite reach the earth. The sun is therefore not completely covered, leaving a ring of bright sunshine surrounding the ellipsing moon. This is termed as annular eclipse. From the Latin word annulus meaning a ring. Lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse occurs when the Earth's position is between the sun and the moon on a full moon day. Moon is in the shadow of the earth and is in darkness. Lunar eclipse can be partial or total but never annular. This only occurs with the distance between the earth and the moon is less than 375,000 km. The Earth's shadow is 1,450,000 km long. When the moon happens to pass through this long shadow, it is not visible. Since the moon has no light of its own, it is not visible at all. This is called lunar eclipse. If the moon is completely in the shadow, it is called total eclipse. It may last for about 1 hour 40 minutes. If the moon is partially in shadow, it is called partial eclipse and it can last for 3 hours and 40 minutes. The lunar eclipse does not occur on every full moon day since the moon does not come opposite to the sun on every full moon day. A partial lunar eclipse is a proof of the Earth's shape as the shadow of the shadow has a distinct curve. Now, tides. The planet and all other objects in our solar system are held in their orbits by the gravitational pull of the sun and the gravitational pull they have for each other. This pull increases with or decreases with the distance and mass of the body. The moon, though small, is very near to the sun and exerts a strong gravitational pull on it. On the other hand, sun exerts some pull, though very far from the earth because of its great mass. Therefore, tides are caused by the gravitational pull of the moon and to some extent by that of the sun. It takes 1.3 seconds for the moon to reach the earth, whereas sunlight takes 8 minutes and 16.6 seconds to reach us. Today, twice during the lunar month, just after the new moon and full moon, the earth, moon and the sun are in the same line and the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun are combined. This produces tides which are higher than usual. The high tide is very high and the low tide is very low. This is called spring tide. at the same time at the time of the first and the last quarter of the moon. The sun and the moon are at right angles in relation to the earth. The gravitational pull of the earth opposes that of the moon, and the high tide is lower and the lower tide is higher. This is called the neap tide. And with this I am ending my today's geography class. Now let me start your history. In history today I am going to discuss some more significant features of Harappan civilization. First is the Great Granary. The archaeologists found the Great Granary in Harappa located in the citadel. It consisted of two similar blocks with a wide passageway between them. Each block had 6 halls further divided into smaller rooms and compartments with openings for ventilation. The largest granary was found in Mohenjo-daro. Close to the granaries at Harappa, there have been found circular brick platforms. According to archaeologists, these were used for threshing grains. Grains were brought by boats along the river as it was cheap and an efficient form of transport. The granaries proved that the land was fertile. The grain collected as stacks was safely stored to be used in times of crisis like floods or famine. Dwelling houses. Houses were constructed on both sides of the lane. Some houses consisted of 1 or 2 rooms, while those of the rich merchants were large and consisted of several rooms. Houses were single or double story. The plan was usually the same. All houses had a courtyard around which rooms were constructed. Every house had a well to draw water and a heat for cooking, where the family used gathered to have their meals. The main entrance opened out lanes and not the main street. This was done to keep out dust and for privacy. Roofs were flat and made of wood. Each house had its own bathroom with drains which were connected to the drains in the street. This shows that the dwellers had concern for health and sanitation. Both sun-dried and baked bricks were used for construction. Drainage system. Another striking feature of the Harappan towns was the drainage system. It was the best drainage system known to the world in ancient times. Drains were constructed on either sides of the road, connected to a drain from each house. They were lined with bricks and were covered with slabs of stone, which could be removed in order to clean them. And with this, I am ending my today's class. Goodbye.